Joining me now is Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett. Greg, I think it's one of the most nakedly political things that you could possibly see in the media. It's beyond malpractice. And in my mind, by the way, I think it's defamatory in America. It's certainly defamatory in the UK, where the bar is much lower for defamation than in the U.S.
That's right. That's right, Will. You're so right. You're a lawyer. And look, in Great Britain, it's the reverse of the U.S. The burden of proof shifts to the defendant to prove they didn't defame somebody. So it favors plaintiffs. Look, here's the game. When you get caught red-handed defaming somebody, as the BBC did, well, you try to minimize the financial exposure. You offer an apology, retraction of the slander. They did that, but it does not erase the past damages that Trump sustained. When the BBC, as you showed it, hacked up the J6 video to falsely portray Trump as inciting violence, that documentary ran repeatedly over a long period of time. And in fact, they did the same thing, same videotape 2 years earlier. So that caused considerable harm to Trump's reputation, not just in Great Britain, but throughout Europe. The BBC is seen everywhere on television, social media. This was dishonest propaganda journalism at its worst.
The only thing that I can think of off the top of my head that rivals it, that's in the same manner, is the way that the Very Fine People clip got edited and spread around, creating a false narrative. Great. And by the way, just for the audience's edification, defamation, I think, is fascinating. And President Trump is a public figure. So in the United States, the standard is malice. Did they do it maliciously or with a reckless disregard for the truth? And look, if I'm a plaintiff's attorney, I'm looking at that going, you're damn right that's a reckless disregard of the truth.
Yeah, they absolutely knew what the truth was, and they ignored it. They edited it in a deceptive way. And the two top executives resigned in disgrace, and they removed the slander. Yet, Will, can you believe it? The network still claims it wasn't defamatory. Of course it was. It was done with actual malice. Why else would they delete it and apologize? Yet they still insist, there's no institutional bias in our newsroom. That's absurd, and in fact, it's undermined by a smoking gun internal memo giving a very detailed account of the rampant liberal bias that has infected the BBC's reporting, the stories they choose to cover, the slanted way they tell those stories. They should compensate Trump and hoover their newsroom of all the faux journalists who refuse to be fair and objective.
I would say they should probably prepare for compensation. I don't know if they'll go to $1 billion, Greg, but be prepared. All right, Greg Jarrett, great conversation.
Good to see you, Will. Thanks.